All right, let's get into it. We back. Motor City Sports Talk in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. And Michigan loses 35-14 today in Wisconsin, at Wisconsin. And Jonathan Taylor had a monster day as I expected. Not 203 yards on 23 carries and 2 touchdowns, but quarterback, he didn't throw no touchdowns at all. But he rushed for one. He was Jack Cohen was 128 yards, 13 for 16. Only had 3 incompletions. They just whooped us, man. It ain't even no point talking about stats. It was a blowout. Going into halftime. They switched to McCaffrey. He got knocked out the game with a targeting. I think it was back-to-back targeting. Both of their safeties got pushed out the game. Then McCaffrey and then Josh Gaddis started throwing it up down the field at the end of the game when they started playing soft. Problem with Michigan, it wasn't a problem for a long time, at least in the Lloyd Carr days up front. Our offensive line has always been similar to Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying? Taylor Lewan. We had a lot of good offensive linemen. Graham Glasgow for the Lions is one. The other one that Jake Long. Can't remember his name. He played in Miami. He was a good left tackle. We always had good defensive front sevens and good O-lines. And with Harbaugh, O-line just sucked. You know what? I'm not even going to come in and bash Shea Patterson today. Offensive line just sucked. They was letting free rushers come in. Yes, Patterson turning the ball over. But if you ain't going to block up front, and he got to run for his life for the whole game, then at the end of the day, that was a weakness last year. The offensive line sucked last year. It didn't seem to be this bad because maybe we living in the moment. But Harbaugh, and I'll get to him in a minute, he just ain't corrected it up front. And whoever the offensive line coach, he ain't corrected it up front. You know, it's a lot of communication. You know, it ain't just physicality. It ain't just sliding line this way, slide protection, line audibles. A lot of this is just communication and camaraderie and understanding your blocking assignment. There's no cohesiveness. There's everybody on the front line ain't on the same page. You know, one guy, they did a regular stunt, you know what I'm saying, between the defensive tackles. One tackle went over, one tackle went under. The center and the left guard bumped into each other with a free rusher at Patterson. So no matter who your quarterback is, nobody's surviving behind this line. And this ain't even just a Josh Gaddis problem, because it's a problem they had before Josh Gaddis got here, the new offensive coordinator. This is a Jim Harbaugh problem. You're a quarterbacks coach. You're an offensive guru. You're supposed to handle that. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to handle that. You need to work on the blocking. Obviously, we were short running backs. We only had 3 running backs on the roster due to injury, or old boy got suspended. And then, Zach Cabernet, I can't pronounce his name. He was injured going into the day. So they don't have a lot of running backs. And it's hard for me to just assess Josh Gaddis, you know what I'm saying? Because I was listening to 97 Won the Ticket for the first time in a long time the other day. And one of the things that I heard on 97 Won the Ticket that resonated with me is when last week versus Army on them fourth down, or it was a third down or a fourth down call, it was multiple ones, and they ran a shotgun run for the third or the 4th and 1, whatever it was, to Carbonet. He didn't get it. I was thinking like Harbaugh overruled Josh Gaddis. And then they said on 97 Won the Ticket, they thought that he overruled Josh Gaddis as well too. So I'm like, okay. I mean, it still looked like Harbaugh got his handprint on the offense, but the defense set the tone today. They didn't hold up at all. You know what I'm saying? They got ran through. Taylor ran. He got stopped up the middle. Then he bounced it outside. The cornerback, I can't remember his name. Was it Vincent or whatever? He was supposed to keep that. He was contained. He was contained. He was supposed to keep that outside arm free so you can keep contained. He jumped inside the linebacker that was blitzing and lost contain. And then when he jumped inside, he wasn't even sure. He wasn't even ready to make contact with Taylor. And Taylor bounced around and went on the outside. So a lot of this is just schematics, it's coaching, it's development. And I'm going to say this look worse than Brady Hoke and Rich Rodriguez right now because of the expectations that we have for Jim Harbaugh. But credit to Wisconsin, man. Wisconsin always got great offensive linemen. They breed them big, beefy boys up front in the state of Wisconsin. They always got a good running back. You go back to Ron Dane, Melvin Gordon, and now Taylor, and they always got a good physical team. You know what I'm saying? In Michigan, we don't look like that physical team no more. Ever since Lloyd Carr left, that physicality is gone. You know, Larry Foote, remember the A-Train, running back, Anthony Thomas, David Tyrell. We just don't have that physicality no more. You know, we don't have it no more, man. And, it's sad. We used to breed, strong front sevens and O-lines. And through the years, with Rich Rodriguez, he wanted to be small and sleek and quicker and faster. Then he, Brady Hoke, I don't know what his identity was supposed to be for the squad. And now Jim Harbaugh. But once again, before I get into Harbaugh, credit to Wisconsin. They did a hell of a job, man. I'm not taking nothing away from them. They look good, man. And but I don't really even blame the kids, man. I'm not gonna blame the team. At the end of the day, the talent is there. Coaching. Not wrapping up, not knowing they blocking assignments, not playing gap control. When I talk about my Lions videos, it's all about gap control and discipline. Do your job, play your gap, and they didn't today. Nope. The defense didn't play their role today, man. And ain't much to be said, but hey, yeah, let's get to the Harbaugh talk. I'm not even gonna come on here and say fire Harbaugh. If Harbaugh is fireable, which a lot of people don't believe he's fireable, it'll be more performances like today. If they lose to Michigan State like this, they lose to Iowa like this, they lose to Ohio State like this, he don't get fired after that, after losing to 2 of those 3 games like this, then he unfireable. But most people think around Michigan that he a lifer if he want to be here, but right now he's definitely overrated. He's definitely come nowhere near my personal expectation for him in this program. And one thing I gotta say is he looked mad overrated. And you know what? Greg Roman, is having more success post Harbaugh era with the 49ers than Harbaugh is. He's the one that's calling the offensive plays in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson. He's the one that helped Kaepernick get to the next level. There's not so much Harbaugh. Harbaugh looking mad overrated. Without Greg Roman offensively, Harbaugh looked lost. And he had some people at Stanford that was doing well for him as well. But right now, he looked like he was a product of riding Greg Roman offensively in San Francisco coattail. But, we'll see. But he looked like he don't know what he's doing. He looked stupid. He looked like he lost. He looked dumbfounded. At whatever the situation may be, and looking at Urban Meyer sitting next to Charles Woodson just don't look happy. And a lot of Michigan people don't look happy. I already know. You know what I'm saying? This is by far an embarrassment. And it just looked like Jim Harbaugh was a product of other coordinators making him look good like Greg Roman. Jim Harbaugh, he totally sucked. And at the end of the day, it's not about recruiting because Michigan recruited itself. Brady Hoke had good recruiting classes. Rich Rodriguez had good recruiting classes. So it's not about that. It's about developing the talent, coaching the talent to go out there, and he hasn't done it. It's embarrassing. And once again, he's not trusting in his coaching or trusting he don't trust his truth to develop quarterbacks. Once again, he didn't believe in Dylan McCaffrey to develop. He didn't believe in Joe Milton to develop. He went to go get Shea Patterson and transfer. He went to get a transfer from Ole Miss. Once again, he's supposed to be a quarterback whisperer. Why you ain't whispering quarterback? Why you ain't developing quarterbacks? You going to get leftovers, O'Corn, Wilton Spade, now Shea Patterson. You know what I'm saying? Why you ain't developing Milton? Why you ain't developing Dylan McCaffrey? But behind that offensive line, who really developing? At the end of the day, you come to Michigan, get a good education, it's a good campus, a good surrounding. Ann Arbor, a good town. You right by a major city. You're not in one of those hick towns down south where you 1,000 miles away from a major city. So they attract the kids from California. It'll attract the kids from Jersey. It'll attract the kids from down south. You not even an hour away from Detroit. You're not far from Ohio, not far from Canada. That's why people come to Michigan. It's a great campus. It's a great atmosphere. It's a great location. You get a great education, and it's prestigious. It look good on your resume. But like I said before, Jim Harbaugh don't get credit for recruiting because the school recruit itself. Okay, he need to coach, and he's failed at coaching and coaching these kids up. And they didn't look prepared today. They didn't look prepared the week before that. They didn't look prepared for the Army or to Middle Tennessee. And this is getting laughable now, man. It's laughable. I'm not even angry no more. You know what? I complained about Lloyd Carr on his way out, benching Braylon Edwards, coming up short. But you know what? I take those last few Lloyd Carr years over these, almost over 10 years worth of a failure. You know, and really, when people say, oh, we need to replace Jim Harbaugh, who do we replace him with? Who? Because we see Scott Frost go back to Nebraska, and it's going to take time. That's a different situation. But who else do you turn to? Les Miles, he in Kansas, but really, how he went out in LSU, who do you turn to? Who? It's a question. Look at Lovie Smith. I know it's different situations, building up Nebraska, Illinois. He having a hard time building up Illinois back up. You know, I don't know, if it's some hot shot young coach out there at a smaller school or a mid-sized school or whatever the situation may be. You see Clay Helton at USC, he's job on the line. He ain't been able to resurrect USC after, the Reggie Bush, and they just ain't never been back after all that stuff, man. So you're really looking like who the next guy? And it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Do you go to the NFL and you look at a few guys there? So I don't know who the next hot guy is in college football. You looking at Lincoln Riley? Do we really want to leave Oklahoma? That's the guy I'm looking at. I'm paying Lincoln Riley as much money as I can to come to Michigan. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think that's the only guy I really can think of off top. It's Lincoln Riley. Do you want to go get Jim Tressel? After how I went down with the tattoos, I always say, at the end of the day, he's still out there. He still ain't came back to coaching after that situation he went to. But Lincoln Riley is the one guy I could think of, man. Other than y'all let Jimbo Fisher go to Texas A&M. Jimbo Fisher should have been another guy that y'all was looking to get. Is you looking at like maybe Jimbo, but he already at Texas A&M. If I'm them, it's Lincoln Riley for me. No doubt about it. That's what I'm looking to get. But you know what it is. Unless you can get Dabo Swinney away from Clemson. But really, who want to lead the SEC? Well, he in the ACC, but who want to lead down south? It is what it is, man. I'm not saying fire Harbaugh yet. But I think a lot of people are. But my question is, who do we replace him with? But it was a debilitating loss to Wisconsin. But you know what? I feel like this a little bit later in the year when you lose to Ohio State every year. So at the end of the day, it's become numb to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not upset. I'm not rage. My expectations wasn't that high coming into this game. I wasn't like, I could never see this coming. I seen it coming. The way they prepared for week 1, where they versus Middle Tennessee, the way they prepared for week 2. So I don't think anybody is like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. It's terrible. And I just think Harbaugh is just out of touch with coaching. He out of touch with developing players. He wasn't that good of a quarterback whisperer. I think that goes to his team that was up in Stanford and Greg Roman in the NFL. But hey, it is what it is. We got dog walk, and if the athletic director, if the board of trustees or the boosters not happy with this win, if they go on to have more wins, then they need to go ahead and get him up out of there. I know he got a high buyout clause, but my question remains, who do you replace him with? But hey, congratulations to Wisconsin. They defeated us 35-14. And it's coming off a bye week. That's the kicker thing about it. I think that's what a lot of people had hope. Like, okay, they can correct this. They can go through film on a bye week and this and that. But this was on a bye week. Like, damn, we got whooped like this on the bye week? But hey, man, y'all know what it is. Motor City Sports Talk. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Let me know how y'all feel. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request, want to make a donation, at least in the description. Appreciate the love and support. But yeah, man, coming off a bye week, man. Yeah, this one hurt. It hurt, but I'm numb. I've been disappointed the last almost 10, 12 years watching Michigan. I don't get that same feel, but so loyal to the team, loyal to the school. So let's see what happens. But yeah, it's a tough one to ride out. But you know what? Hopefully better days are coming. Hopefully a better coach is coming. But hey, let me know how y'all feel in the comment section. We gone.